Hello, editing Rhiannon from her kitchen. The first thing I'd like to say is that this video was filmed and meant to be uploaded on, I think, the 5th I had in the background. It is now the 16th. It's now the 16th of December. I don't really have an excuse, but I will go over it when I film my next video, and I apologize for the lack of uploads, and I am very, very sorry. I think I like standing. It gives me more room to move, which might actually end up being a problem, and you might all get sick of me very quickly. And opening it. Hey guys, how are you? What are you reading? I am Rhiannon, and today I'm showing you my November book haul. So I got a few books in November. Some of them are secondhand, some of them are not. So the first book I want to show you is my copy of Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. It finally came in. I'm so excited. It's the hardback, so it matches my first book, which you're currently sitting on. Yeah, this story follows Felicity, Monty's sister, and I'm very excited to read it because I believe it has an asexual rep in it, which is very, very, very exciting, and I'm very excited for an asexual rep. Yay! The next book I'm going to show you I got from Kmart for $18, so if you want one but you don't want to spend like nearly $40 on it, this is the collector's edition of Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. It's got a soft, like a fabric-y kind of cover. It's hardback. It says Meet the Assassin on the back. It's got lots of gold foil. It's got metallic end pages. It's got a new map in it, which is quite nice. Actually easier to read than the current map. And then at the beginning of all the chapters have a little sword, and every page has some word marks down the side and the Eye of Elena in the middle. So it's a very nice book. The next book I got at my local library, and I got it because they sell their books for 30 cents sometimes. And the book I got is An Expert in Murder by Nicola Upson. It's a crime novel, obviously, but it says Death Haunts the West End, and it's about someone whose show is coming to the West End. It's a series, apparently, and this person is traveling for the final week of her celebrated play, Richard of Bordeaux, but when she arrives, there's a murder that is like at the same time, and then her and this detective named Archie, who I assume she's eventually going to fall in love with because they realize that there are some themes connecting the play and also the murders, and then someone else dies and they can confirm that someone in the theater is probably doing the killing, and that sounds right up my alley. So I was like, murder, a mystery, and the theater? Honey, I'm there. The next book I bought, I got at VIP night at Dimmicks, so that is my local bookstore that I use all the time, and they have a membership. They had a 20% off full-priced item sale, so I picked up 2 books that night. This is the first one. I got Illusions by Madeline J. Reynolds. Essentially, this book is about 2 gay magicians. One magician, Thomas, works with another, he's like an apprentice magician under another guy whose name I've forgotten because I can't remember anything and it's not on the back. And then there's Savaro, I can't say names and I'm really sorry. He's an apprentice under another magician, and to kind of like throw each other off the game, Servio falls in love, is pretending to fall in love with Thomas, but then he does fall in love with Thomas, and it's a magic book, and it's got LGBT rep, which hopefully is good, and I'm very excited to read it. Have I already hauled these? No, I did on Instagram. Hi, I'm sitting on my floor, please don't ask. So I've left in this raw footage of me filming because I need you to witness me looking at these 2 books, because what is about to happen, and you don't really see it, you can kind of see it, and I'll zoom in on it while I'm talking. There was a moth that had flown into my room and it was sitting on one of these 2 books. What happens that you will see in a second is that one of them flies off, and it scares the crap out of me because I thought it was a spider or something. But I looked at the bottom of these books where it was. I looked at these books, I held them up, and I did not see it the entire time. So that's why I've left this in, because I need you to see just how blind I truly am. The next 2 books I got at a secondhand store, and they are The Clockwork Scarab and The Spirit Glass Charade by Colleen Gleason, and they are 2 books in the Stoker and Holmes novel. It's a series. I believe there's 3 books out, but essentially, oh my god! Did that just come off my book? Did he just come out of my book? I'm gonna Oh, buddy! This series follows two girls, Evelyn Stoker and Minna Holmes, and they are the sister of Bram Stoker and the niece of Sherlock Holmes. And so they pair up, and I'm just gonna read you what the first one says because we all know how I am with describing things and it's not good. So, Evelyn Stoker and Minna Holmes never meant to get into the family business, but when you're the sister of Bram and the niece of Sherlock, vampire hunting and mystery solving are in your blood, so to speak. And when two young society girls disappear, one dead, one missing, there's no one more qualified to investigate. Now fierce Evelyn and logical Minna must resolve their rivalry, navigate the advances of not just one but three mysterious gentlemen, and solve a murder with only one clue, a strange Egyptian scarab. The pressure is on and the stakes are high. If Stoker and Holmes don't figure out why London's finest 16-year-old women are in danger, they will become the next victims. So it sounds good. They kind of look a little steampunky on the covers, and I'm very into that. And the minute someone says to me, Bram Stoker and Sherlock Holmes relatives, the next book I bought from a second-hand bookstore, same place I got the Stoker and Holmes novels, is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, and it has other stories in it as well. I have finally got a copy of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've been after a nice copy for ages, and the book's not in it because I was reading it. It matches my copy of The Phantom of the Opera. They're from the same series. I love it. They match. It's great. In case you didn't know, Phantom of the Opera is my favourite musical of all time. My second favourite musical of all time is Jekyll and Hyde. So now I can read the book. The second last book I have to show you is a recent release, and it is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. I'm really sorry. This is a very highly anticipated read, and I'm very excited to read it. And I really like this book because it talks about, I haven't read it yet obviously, but I'm excited to read it because it talks about sexual assault. But I will say she has put some helplines in the front of the book. She has a little author's note. There are some helplines. If you read this book and anything in it resonates with you and you need to talk to someone, then there are a couple of numbers in the front of the book that you can call, and I'd highly suggest doing that. The helplines are normally really, really, really good. I believe these are for American numbers. Oh, and it says here as well, I didn't see that before, so when you literally open the book, turn the front page, and it says, please be aware this book contains scenes of violence and sexual assault. So, see, you don't have to be all like, trigger warnings are ruined books. I didn't even see that. So, don't be a douchebag. And the final book that I bought, and some of you are probably going to be like, why? And then you're going to be like, oh my god, what is she doing? The final book that I have to show you is a third copy of The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Firstly, it's the new cover. I didn't just go out and buy the same cover as before. It is the new cover, and I flipping love it. Look at it. It's stunning. Ugh. I hate that this is not a sticker, but it's fine. It's beautiful, and I love her. Firstly, I needed it to go with my obsessive collection of Bone Season books. But secondly, I needed it because I'm annotating it with highlighters. It did take me a second to actually highlight the first page, but I did it. I highlighted a book, and I've written in it too. I've written in it as well, just there. It says pronounced Danitza, because they mentioned Danitza's name for the first time. Now I know what you're thinking, but nothing seems cuter to me than anything in the world than going into a bookstore, and like a secondhand bookstore, and pulling a book off the shelf and opening it, and there being notes between two friends or maybe two lovers. Like a guy bought a book for a girl and was like really like old-fashioned, you know, like cute romantic movie style, and like writing notes like, oh, I absolutely love this part, it reminds me so much of our relationship. And then years down the line it gets put into a secondhand bookstore and you get it, and you get this cute story, but also you get a cute story between two people that really existed. And that's what I'm doing. I don't think this will ever end up in an ops shop. I don't know, it might, but I kind of accidentally broke the spine as well highlighting the normal passage. But so far I'm really enjoying it. I've only done 6 pages, not including the bits at the back that I've done. I highlighted the last passage. Oh, not the last passage, but I highlighted Run, He Said, Run, Little Dreamer, and I highlighted There Was No Normal, and I've highlighted a fair few things a bit further in. I have a key. But so far I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I highly recommend highlighting books. It's like liberating. Like it's actually so good. Hello, Editing Rhiannon again. I have 2 books that I didn't include in my, like the main part of the video because I got them like a couple of nights afterwards at book club. So firstly, my friend Laura, again, she's fantastic, gave me They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I'm very excited to read this. I know I'm going to cry a lot, so I keep putting it off. And then for Secret Santa, I got The Memory Book by Laura Avery, and I've never heard of this before. Seems to be interesting, not very long chapters, which is nice. Cool cover. I'm into it, so don't know much about this book. I think it's about a girl who's she has some chronic illness and she's slowly going to lose her memory, so she's keeping a diary, but otherwise I'm not really sure what it's about. But yeah, thank you for sticking around and watching the video. Back to other Rhiannon now. So yes, that is my book haul for the month of November. I'm hoping to have some books in December, but I also have a trip to save up for, so probably not. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'd like to follow my social media, they will all be linked in the description box down below, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!